So I've been playing a ton of Timeless and I absolutely love it. This is my favorite format right now. And my favorite deck is this mono black Winota deck. Yeah, there's a little bit of color and obviously Winota's not, but it pretty much is mono black. And I've been playing it and having pretty good luck with it. It's been doing really good. But as always, I'm thinking about the deck and thinking about what I can change because I have undiagnosed ADHD. So there's always something new to be tinkering with. And I kept searching for good humans to hit with this, and I realized that I had been searching on Scryfall without selecting the digital-only cards, the arena cards, and I was reminded when I fixed that this card exists. This card is amazing to hit off of Winota. Cerise. She has First Strike and Lifelink. So pretty much a lot of decks won't be able to get through this. Like, you get this on the table either by cheating it out with Winota or just getting it quickly through a Dark Ritual and casting it. Like, this is going to be really hard for a lot of decks to deal with. It can't be Fatal Pushed. It's just super strong. And look at this other ability about Seeking here. This is pretty fantastic. So if you read this, it can parse what's happening here. It's going to attack. Because it has Lifelink, you're going to gain 5 life. Then you're going to seek a card that is the highest mana value or the next highest mana value equal to the amount of life that you've gained, which would be 5. So if this connects, it's going to search for a 5. So we can only run 1 because otherwise she's just going to find another one of herself, or he's going to. Cerise is going to find another one of themselves in the deck. So we don't want that. So we only want to run 1. Now, the other issue I've had with this deck is that a lot of times I need to get a second Winota. I won't be able to end the game on that turn. I need another turn. So if something happens to Winota, I need a way to get another one. I was thinking of running an extra tutor. But this, we can force this to be a Winota tutor. We just need to get rid of all the other 4-drops. This also works great because if I get this and then attack with it the next turn, it's going to get me a Winota. So we gotta drop the Pitiless Plunderer and the Yawgmoth, so we're now kind of going away from my mono black strategy. Plunderer was in here to help give me artifacts to help with the Marionette Master, because this is the best human to hit. Like, this ends the game. A lot of times I can end the game by simply flipping into this and then just sacking artifacts, like whether it's treasures I have or it's artifact creatures I have, or you make the 3 servo guys and then the next turn you can swing with them and then you can attack. This is also why Yawgmoth was here, because he can then eat things that are going to give you give you treasures, or he can sacrifice things like the Ginger Brute, or he can sacrifice the Servo. So there's a lot of great things to happen there. So we need something to sacrifice. So we're going to find something kind of interesting here, and that is playing a lot of cards that you've probably never heard of or never even thought of in your life. Okay, check out this guy. We have to craft this guy here. So, this guy is super awesome in this deck for a couple reasons. One is that he is a human, so we can flip into him. He is a sack outlet. You can infinitely sack all your creatures into this guy. What makes this even more interesting is that he can turn himself into a non-human. So, once again, if you hard draw this and you play this, or even if you flip this, the next turn, the next time you want to attack, if you have Winota out, you sacrifice something else, and then he can become a non-human and then swing, which is going to get you more triggers. So we're going to come in with, I think, 2 of this guy, and then we need something to account for the missing Plunderer, and I found Brea's Apprentice. This is pretty fantastic because it is an artifact, it is a human, it makes a colorless Thopter, which is a non-human, so that can attack. And then, if for some reason that doesn't close out the game, so this is kind of working like a small Marionette Master. If you get to untap with this, or once again, you just get to play this by itself, those 2 abilities are pretty fantastic there. The sacrifice and an artifact. So it can be the Thopter, or it can be a treasure, or it could be kind of a servo, so there's lots of options. But that +2/+0 works pretty great with a couple of things. One of them is the Nested Shambler. You pump this guy up and then he dies and you're going to get yourself extra squirrels. It also is interesting because, read this, it says target creature gets +2/+0. So I've been running Tangled Colony. So if someone blocks the Tangled Colony, I can pump their creature to make it deal extra damage to my Tangled Colony to get me more rat tokens. And then the exile the top card is not super terrible either. Like, it's basically like a free card draw. And as I said, it itself is an artifact, so it can trigger a Marionette Master if we can sacrifice it to something, and it can sacrifice itself. So all in all, pretty great. But finding this card, finding Cerise, this is amazing. I'm excited to play with this because I think this is going to close out a lot of games right here. You hit that on the board, you're playing against mono red, and this just stands there and blocks things. And the first strike is amazing. It can't be bolted, it can't be fatal push. Like, you need some pretty specific removal that a lot of decks are not running. So if this lands, it's kind of game over. So this is pretty fantastic. I love it when a deck becomes just an absolute labyrinth of synergy, and that's what we have here. Just the way that things are interacting because of their types, because of their weird abilities, because of the way we've built the deck. We get all these micro decisions that we can make, and because we know what we're doing and because we're playing the deck, it gives us a slight upper hand because our opponents may not be able to piece together these little pieces, and they're not going to know what's in the deck per se. So we get a lot of surprise element also. But I'm going to try the deck with these new changes and let's see how it goes, but I'm excited.